I am the Star of David. I am the only man that can cure the world from cancer by speaking words and flashing my raindrops of water. My name is March Rainford Hugh Perry. I was born on March the 20th. I'm living in the 20th century. I'm not living in the 19th century because the 19th century already up 2,500 years, but they don't want to give up. I say Babylon fall in the Ark of the Covenant. And when I speak here, whatsoever I say it goes, because this is the house of God. Wherever you go with the Ark of the Covenant, you must win all war. This is the only war, Ark of the Covenant. Some are saying ask some, but they ask too much and nobody can tell. The Ark of the Covenant is in Jamaica, sun and land of the sun, where sitteth the gods of gods. Exercise.
Good evening, VC. Your old pal Dom here, seeking a thread. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's talk about Lee Scratch Perry. Let's talk about Lee Scratch Perry. Passed away this past Sunday. A major figure in Jamaican music and music overall. 85 years old, died in Jamaica. Was living in Sweden, so I don't know the circumstances, but that's where he passed away. This past Sunday, the 29th. I want to get into some records. I have many compilations, not a ton of original pressings. You don't seem to find them very necessarily cheap or in good shape, is always the issue. But I want to show just a selection of some of my favorites. I've been a fan of his music for a long time. This is just all his proper LPs. I have some other ones that have produced records. Junior Biles, Jaw Lion, the Max Romeo, Heart of the Congos I need to replace. In any case, Lee Scratch Perry, the Upsetter. Let's start with some Pressure Sounds comps. This is one of the many excellent Pressure Sounds comps. Lee Perry's dubplate mix of 73 to 79, Sound System Scratch. There's 2 volumes of this. And this goes basically a selection of dubplates. Dubplates essentially remixes dubs that they would do for certain DJs around the Jamaica. And a lot of this stuff is spin-off on some of the hits he was having producing for the likes of Junior Biles or Junior Mervin or Jaw Lion. And in here we have, basically the Upsetters, his house band, which was the Hippie Boys, the second incarnation in any case. It gets a little obscured. But the Upsetters, Aston Family Man Barrett, his brother, don't have all the names in front of me, but that was his house band, and he used them to great effect in the studio. This is Upsetter. Let's see, Pressure Sounds. What year was this? 2012, maybe. This talks a lot about the dub plates and the different records he would remix for the sound systems. So, love this one. A great Pressure Sounds label. Another Pressure Sounds, maybe my favorite. Pressure Sounds 52, Roaring Lion. Again, these are more dub plates and rare sides done on his Black Ark. Done for the Black Ark Studio, Black Ark label. And this does have many different mixes. We have Junior Biles' unreleased mix and dub plate there. Jaw Lion, mentioned him. Althea and Donna. And this is all from the year 1976. We talk about a prolific artist and musician. This guy just worked day in and day out, just like another session. Obviously done in sort of a loose affair and done with his sort of, style of the man. Kind of like the Wrecking Crew. I mean, these guys just showed up day in, day out. What are we doing today? Pet Sounds? Tomorrow Forever Changes? I don't know. It's just another session. Same with Lee Scratch Perry. This guy's just churning out the music, churning out the dub plates, the production, working with Bob Marley early on. I mean, the 70s was just a monster decade for him. But anyway, yeah, so this is from 76. All dub plates, previously unreleased. Amazing stuff. I love this Roaring Lion. Yeah, so I do want to tell you what we're listening to. And I'm just picked like a selection of some of my favorite records of his. Maybe they're my favorite, maybe not, but they're just ones that sort of I grabbed. This is King Tubby Meets the Upsetter. And At the Grassroots of Dub. Originally in 1974, released on the Fay label, a small imprint started by this guy, Winston Edwards, who plays and produces this music. Winston Edwards and Nazi Dread. But it's King Tubby and Lee Perry mixing on A and B. Side A and B is King Tubby, side B is Lee Perry, which is what we're listening to. And this is just spectacular, sparkling, super deep, super heady. They're mixing only. They're throwing in their dub. They're throwing in their atmosphere, their trippiness. This is what they do. King Tubby and Lee Perry, the two of the masters. This is a Studio 16 reissue, which picked this record up in the late 70s. It was issued at Total Sounds label in Jamaica. And this is a more recent repressing. I love seeing the mixing desks here. It's kind of a cheesy cover. This is not, I don't know who these, I mean, it's not what they look like anyway. But a stunning mix, stunning record. This is one of the earliest Lee Perry records I got. This is just sort of the best of Trojan, Upsetter, the Upsetter collection, Upsetter and Friends. There's so much Lee Perry, whether it's the Upsetters under his own name, Lee Scratch Perry and the Upsetters. You know, there's so much. And this just features some of his most classic sort of singles from the time. All the Upsetters for the most part. You got Cold Sweat on here, Return of Django, which I'll talk about in a second. The Vampire, Black IPA, love that. What else we have on here? In any case, this is a great, very nice, sort of almost a good starting place on the Blue Trojan label, which is a later label. This is a repress from, I think, like the early 80s, or the late 80s, I should say. 81. Is this from 81? Yeah. So love this one. Here's another great compilation of his Rocksteady years. Give Me Power, Lee Perry and Friends. Oh god, there's some good stuff on this. And this is prime Rocksteady era Lee Perry. The Stingers forward up on here, incredible. You do have some straight, I believe you have some straight Upsetter tracks. Yeah, Ring of Fire. Thanks We Get, Dig Your Grave. There's Max Romeo, Dillinger, King Iowa, Junior Biles, Rasta No Pickpocket. Fantastic. I love this picture of Lee too. This is right in the skinhead reggae sort of era. On Trojan. This is on the classic white and orange Trojan labels. You gotta love those. Beautiful. These were cheap. I don't know if they still are. My UK friends, I'm sure, have a lot of these. Another amazing compilation. This is another license from Trojan, but on the Attack label. Mighty Shocks of Joy. More great A-sides. Let's see. Dave Barker, Set Me Free is a pretty classic song there. Dark Moon, I have the 45 of that. By the Upsetters. King Tubby and the Upsetters here. 3x3. Shocks of Mighty, 69 to 74. You can't go wrong with these comps. You ever see these, just get them. Just get them. What else are you doing? Just get them. I mean, now, I don't know. I'm not hearing a lot of people talk about Lee Perry's passing. Maybe it was just because he was old, and so people were surprised he was still rocking, but thankfully I did see him in 2017. He came to Ithaca, the Subatomic Sound System. It was good. He was out there for a while. I mean, he was sort of just doing his thing on stage. I mean, it was really about what was happening behind him. Larry Marshall, legendary percussionist, played with them. But they were in Ithaca, so I was happy that came. Mighty Shocks of Joy. Here's one of his straight dub records. This is credited to, is it just the Upsetters? Lee Perry and the Upsetters. This is Revolution Dub. This is killer. Listen to this. It sounds so good through this speaker, right? This is a BMG 2016 repress. This is a very pricey original from 75 on Cactus. Nice label there. And I've never seen, this is a UK, original UK pressing. I mean, it originally came out in the UK, 1975. Straight dubs on here. You know, these are all tracks that were sort of, you know, rhythms that he used for, like, you know, his A-sides that he would have been working with whatever artist, whether it was Junior Mervyn or, you know, Jimmy Riley, I think. There's Lee on the back there. So, I don't know if this repress is still available. Check them out, Revolution Dub. I talk about this one. Return of Django. The Good, the Bad, the Upstairs, the other one I wanted to show. I have a reissue of that. There's a story about that. There's some titles that are used twice, but they're completely different records. The Good, the Bad, and the Upsetters was something that was done by another producer, and it wasn't Lee Perry at all. Lee Perry sort of got upset and released his version of The Good, the Bad, and the Upsetter, which is the one I have. I should show that. I don't have it in front of me, but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Return of Django. This is a Sunspot reissue. This is one I should just have an original of. Sunspot has done some nice reggae reissues. And this is, again, right in his prime Rocksteady period, 1969. This is really a collection of singles. These were almost all of these released as singles and stuff that he would repurpose for different other projects and different artists. There's Lee. This guy, from what the insert says, was maybe a local model in the UK, I think. And they used him for all the imaging. Maybe because Lee Perry himself isn't necessarily an Adonis. But Return of Django was a hit. This was a hit. And so it sort of spurned other hits on the Upsetter label. This is right on the time when Lee Perry launched his Upsetter label. And this really collects singles, but it's just a fantastic LP. Seek this out. There's probably a few different versions of this. Lee Perry, the man, the myth. Rest in power. I've been spinning him all week. And I should say that does lead me to I did a radio show. I found out he passed away this past Sunday the 29th, and I had my radio show due that night. Dave, local bandography. I just flipped open Instagram and he posted a record saying, you know, rest easy or something. I was like, oh shit, it finally happened. I was at like 5 o'clock and my show's at 7. I promptly pivoted, grabbed everything I could, and did a show 2 hours on Lee Perry. I'll post a link to that in the comments. I will also post a link as I'm recording this right now, Thursday night. My good friend Jacob is doing a show called Jamaican Clash, and he's a seriously deep reggae listener. We're good friends, and he's doing a tribute show to Lee Perry. I will try to have a link for that. That's only available as a streaming link, and it's not podcasted or officially streamed, but I have a way to post a link for that if you want to hear that. By the time I post this video, it'll be out there. And I'm curious to see what Fat City, Doug, I'm sure he's going to have a great tribute. He's done great tributes to artists that have passed since I've been watching his channel. So that's my bit on Lee Perry. I could show a whole lot more, but I want to keep this segment about Lee Perry pretty short tonight. So I got a whole bunch of other topics to get to. So let's get into those.
Scratch's real name is Lee Perry. He regards all the greats, including Bob Marley. Even Paul McCartney is coming here from England, because Scratch has a sound and a rhythm of his own. He calls it rockers. When Scratch begins a session, first he balances drum and bass for the basic rhythm. Ghetto music, always drum and bass. When the balance is right, the upsetters lay down the rhythm track. That's how reggae is recorded. By other people's standards, the instruments may sound distorted, the balance way off. But it's just these rough edges that give reggae the kind of raw sound they can never copy abroad.
Play on, Mr. Music. Play on. Won't you play on, Mr. Music? Play on. There's a chalice is burning, the cameras are rolling. Getting ready for the cameras are rolling. I'm getting ready for the show. Grab the stick